Hey y'all, it's me. Today I'm going to be talking about a few things I've learned in my scene-setting ventures. I'm only going to go over some basics in the video, so I might leave a few things unexplained. If I do leave something unexplained, you can ask me, or even add it in the comments if you want. So, you want to make a world for your characters to run around in? Great! In the past, I've written so many things. I have a whole folder of things that I've written as a tiny, and oh gosh, I did not know a lot about world building, and it shows. Like, it could have taken place on a completely different planet, and I wouldn't have told the audience anything about it.
Like, yeah, it takes place on an alien planet. I expect you to imagine all the everythings for yourself. I don't have time to show you around.
Then make time to show us around. I'm interested in your story. I want to know about these characters and where they live. Don't info dump, but make sure you know quite a bit about this world, even if you don't show us every single detail. Let's start with a rough synopsis. At the beginning of last year, I created a fictional country that throughout 2020 and 2021 I got help developing from a very creative group of friends. It's called the Frostwoods. It's a small country around Alaska that's pretty much isolated from the rest of the world. The society's population consists of mythical creatures and inexplicably intelligent carnivorous or omnivorous mammals, all of which are capable of human speech. They live in villages throughout the 4 territories that the country is divided into: Dymore, Ice Lake, Broadfield, and Arbondale. The stories that my friends and I follow take place in Dymore 98% of the time. Since this isn't a video dedicated entirely to me telling you about it, I didn't show all that there is to see. But since I know enough about it, I was able to give that rough synopsis. Additionally, if anyone were to ask me any questions about this, I'd be able to answer. Make sure this is one of the things that you're able to do when you share your world with other people. So every once in a while in production, write a rough synopsis and ask yourself a few questions about it, or even get other people to ask you questions. A few questions I like to ask myself when I'm developing my world are: what time is this in the history of your world? The Frostwoods is technically part of the real world, but I don't have a set date for it. And right away, there is something I have to work on. What's the landscape like? The Frostwoods, at first glance, is filled with dense forests, mountains, escarpments, marshland, and fields. What kind of people inhabit this world? The Frostwoods is inhabited by carnivorous or omnivorous mammals, as well as many mythical animals. What's the geography like? As mentioned before, there's Dymore to the north, Ice Lake to the east, Broadfield to the south, and Arbondale to the west. However, on Dymore's northern border, there's a large, semi-inhabited mountain range, though it is not widely considered part of the country. Yeah, world building can be complex. But personally, what I find so neat is the more thought that an author puts into their world, the more immersive it can become. When I read a story like The Hobbit, Harry Potter, or The Hunger Games, the world building there is just so immersive and vivid, and just helps me understand and enjoy the story a lot more. And this goes for any type of shared media, not just novels, like graphic novels, comics, and short films. And now, a couple of problems that I personally have. Sometimes I tend to hyper-focus on things that will never be relevant in my story. I have 60 pages of lore about a village in the mountains that none of you will ever know about. Why? Page 1, you're not allowed to go in. I also still have a bit of a problem with subconsciously expecting people to make up the rest in their heads. Like with the aliens. Hey, Whitefur, I forgot how much I should be paying for this item. 3. 3 what? Probably best to focus on the parts of your story that are going to be most explored and are most important, instead of putting all of your creative energy into pretty much unimportant things. Again, without info dumping. Another thing, don't be afraid to share at different stages of the world's development. Getting feedback and questions really helps me with developing certain aspects and gives me the perspective of the viewer and not just the creator. And I think that wraps this up. Yeah, I know this video was kinda short, and I didn't cover everything there is to be covered on this topic, so I just tried to go over the very basics of what I've learned over the years. Also, seeing as I'm obviously the biggest YouTuber on the platform, I need to keep my instructional videos as of now kind of concise. So like I said, if you have any questions about anything I missed, I will of course answer them. I hope this video helped at least a little bit. Thank you for watching, everyone.